John, hey,
What up, dog? I'm doing all right.
Cool. How was the Cape Town show last night?
I was good.
Cool.
It was really good, yeah.
And the response, the people know the songs, scream with it?
Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah, cool, man. And how's Cape Town been, the South African trip been this far?
Very short, but it's been amazing so far.
When are you guys leaving on Monday again?
What's tomorrow?
Sunday.
We leave on Sunday.
Oh, shit. That's in and out.
Yeah, not enough time.
That's cool, man. So this is the end of, I guess, the whole resolution thing. You guys have been doing this. When did it start?
When did the record come out?
About 2012, I guess? 11?
February of 2012?
Yeah.
So since January 2012.
Cool. It's been a long time. Been grafting.
It's been quite a run.
And you guys happy to be at the end of it, or?
Yeah, no. I mean, it's amazing running around the world playing music. I've been really looking forward to getting down to South Africa. We've never been on this continent, let alone in this country.
Yeah.
And so to be able to wrap up our tour cycle by coming here is pretty nice.
Have you guys had some Black Label? You've got the tune Black Label. You guys?
Yeah, we actually had. I don't know if Carling makes the Black Label in the States, but the one in the States too. All right. Well, the Black Label is in the States was an incredibly inexpensive beer.
Yes.
And that was where our love for it came from.
And you guys have been touring with Paul. It's the second time he's joined you guys. Mm-hmm. The first time was in 2010. Mark also stepped away for a little while with the family and stuff. How did you guys get to meet the first time, or to get that blend?
We had toured with him and got
Barrett and me.
Yeah. And we'd gotten to know them and Paul specifically, and then when some things came up that needed to be handled with Mark at home, he had reached out to Paul to see if he was available, and he did it, and he killed it.
I've been checking some of the stuff you guys have been doing in January now with Watkykjy, and it's amazing. Like the fans aren't going to be disappointed at all.
Yeah, I think it's the beard and the hair, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like Mark.
Yeah, like a tall, skinny Mark.
Yeah. Hey,
sorry, Mark.
You said Mark's fat. That's
I didn't say that. You said that.
Hey, yes, so.
Fat like a gangster.
How's the dynamic been on this tour with Paul, and how's it affected the set list and stuff?
No, not at all. Well, yeah, a little bit. We can't switch things out quite as easily.
I see there's like been a uniform set list through the past couple of gigs, I guess.
You calling me out on that, man? You trying to give me a hard time on this?
No, I think it's cool, especially it gives you a kind of form or a framework to stay in, and you don't have to think so much or overthink it. You can just express more at the end of the day.
Yeah, because far be it from us to have to think about it. Yeah, we've been keeping the same set. I would love to be smart-ass and facetious about Paul being a complete asshole, but he's a sweet dude. He's awesome.
Cool.
I don't know about his band very much, but he's a good guy.
Awesome. I'm looking really forward to that. You've got, now after this tour, you'll probably take a bit of a break and then maybe start writing some stuff again?
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
Yeah, we're going to get home and probably take a couple months where we're not going to even call each other or
just
pretend like we don't know each other for a little bit.
It's important. It's like a relationship.
Going on 20 years. And then Mark and Willie are our main songwriters, and they never really stop writing. They've got setups in their houses where they record and demo stuff. Some of it will end up being Lamb of God songs, so it will just be an idea that they worked out and exercised out of their consciousness. We'll get together after a couple months off to start discussing the music and putting pieces together and discussing specifics as a band. Other than that, we're just kind of we're looking at a little time off and then coming together and starting the process to be done by the end of the year.
See how it goes. Don't push it too much. But when you started with Lamb of God, there were obviously a set amount of influences, maybe muses or stuff that you listen to, and I guess through time it might have changed with other people that you play with or new music that's come up. Talk to me a little bit about that. What was the stuff that drove you in the beginning, and what's the stuff that drives you now, and kind of maybe that'll drive you in the direction forward from here as well?
We're from Richmond, Virginia, which has it's a very small town with a very large artistic community, from musicians to artists to writers to painters. I guess that would be an artist, wouldn't it? And there were a lot of amazing bands that, when I first moved there, like, you would go see this band that was technically amazing, writing these great songs, but they really didn't want to leave. They didn't want to leave Richmond. They just wanted to play a house party or just be the best band in Richmond. And so we kind of fell into that, and the bar was set really high because all these bands were really good. So it was really the local scene that initially pushed those bands, like a band called Breadwinner, which you can still find the record for on iTunes, and some other bands that people probably never have heard of, like Slang Louse or Keep Home, which actually you can still get copies of. But that was 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago, and we've grown as people, and our tastes and stuff have changed. Mark, who does a lot of the vocal arrangements, listens to a lot of hip hop.
Okay.
And he uses a lot of that influence in placing the lyrics.
Phrasing, that kind of stuff.
Right, but our main influences outside of the Richmond scene is the early days of heavy metal that, as a group, we grew up listening to.
Early thrash, early death, all that kind of stuff.
That's it.
I guess now, because there's a lot of spotlight on you guys, you are one of the heavyweights of heavy metal at the moment. I'm not calling you fat again. I'm trying. But I think to a degree that'll drive you as well to just keep your game up and upping it and upping it and upping it. Or doesn't that matter too much?
Well, we're very self-absorbed, and it's really for good and bad. But the good of it is that we do things for ourselves, and we've just been really lucky that we somehow connected with people in the metal community who dig what we're doing.
What are you expecting tonight for the Joburg show?
Kids screaming, sweating, jumping around.
Did you hear about the priests and the?
Oh right, that
high
we're
priests,
satanic and that we have orgies at the.
I've organized
I
all of that
fucking wish
stuff.
we had orgies at our fucking.
How cool would that be instead of mosh pits?
Well, I really appreciate. I doubt this priest will ever see it, but I really appreciate the publicity. And you're wrong, we're not satanic, and an orgy would be fun, but. I'm married. My wife might get kind of pissed.
I guess South African religious people are very conservative. So once a metal band, especially, doesn't even matter who they are, comes, they'll try and put a fork in the road. They did the same thing with Devil Driver. When Devil Driver never came, In Flames were here.
Why? What's the fucking point? You tell me. This is
because heavy metal
is your culture.
Satan. Haven't you heard?
These people are looking for enemies.
They are. They just want to point the finger so they don't have their own problems to face.
So they don't have to look at all the rape that goes on inside of their
if they take a step
institution.
deeper and look at what the people are doing, you're all a bunch of pretty normal people. Just
Thank you very much.
Tapping your fingers really
Yeah,
fast.
we've just been doing this for a long time. We've gotten pretty good at it.
So yeah, I mean, that's a lot of fun and stuff. But
and the funny thing is, to be satanic, you would have to kind of accept the Christianity.
Yeah, you have to be a really big Christian to truly understand Satanism.
Not this guy.
No, too much time and effort.
Fucking priest.
What do you like about South Africa thus far? I mean, you know the Antwoord and stuff. That's been a big thing now.
I don't know the Antwoord. I'm a fan of their music and Max Normal.
Yeah.
But you know, this is a great place that I barely had a second to even glance at. Everything I've seen has been amazing. I've only really seen Cape Town. We just got here a couple hours ago, and the hotel's in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about this earlier. I mean, this doesn't really look like South Africa as much. This kind of just looks like a suburban area.
Well, we were in Cape Town. I looked out my window and I could see Table Mountain. So we got more of
a South
from the
African
hotel.
feel.
Yes.
Should have just dropped you here in Bushveld, you know, to look more African.
Randy would probably take you up on that.
Okay, cool.
He's actually done a bunch of survival stuff where he goes out in the desert to spend like 4 or 5 days, and you just take a knife out there with you.
Lekker. That's cool.
Lekker, man. Lekker.
You know lekker, right? Yeah.
Lekker.
Yeah, lekker.
I picked up a little Afrikaans.
What can you say?
Poesklap?
Yeah, poesklap. Lekker poesklap go well together.
Dacha?
Yeah, dacha. Dacha is good.
I'm not sure what that means, but I've heard people saying it a lot.
I'll show you later. It's cool.
Cool.
Yeah.